Hey guys, this is MTP Flyers, and as promised for my unboxing video, here is my PC. And what I'm going to do today, as you saw in the unboxing video, is put in my new power supply. And I don't claim to be someone who knows what he's doing, so the last time I took this out I did plug for plug. So when I took the old plug out, I put the new plug in. Because I don't want to miss anything or where anything should go. Like I said, I don't claim to be a computer professional, but you know, I know enough that I can at least take apart my computer and switch things out. So I'm careful about it, hopefully. So everything is unplugged, everything's off the computer. I have it on top of my desk. And the first thing I'm going to do is take the 2 pins out, which allow me to have access to the computer. And I have a fan on the side here, which is actually attached first thing to the rest of the computer. So what I'm going to want to do is slide that to the side there, and it's actually part of the power supply, so I'm going to unplug that first. So this way I can actually take, whoops, that's not what I wanted to do. We're going to unplug it back here. So I'm actually going to be able to take the door and get it out of the way, because I don't want to necessarily knock that over while I'm working. I did that before, so you get my big giant noggin in there. Alright, so of course, you know, this is the inside of the computer. Slide it back a little bit so you guys can see what's going on. What I'm going to replace in today is the power supply, which is up here. And look at that, I'm already dirty. It's not a real job till you get your hands dirty. Back here is your motherboard. You have your graphics card, which is right here, I believe, and I have my memory, which is right there. Right now I have two 2 gigs, so in there a total of 4, because I am running Vista 32-bit, and only recognizes up to 3.7, I think it is, of the memory. There's my 2 hard drives over here, which we're not going to mess a whole lot with, but this is where I had to rig up my this power supply to get to work with it, because I didn't have some of the specific plugs, because this is rather old. So what we're going to do first is, I guess I'm going to take this out. Now I typically lay the computer on its side, so we'll see how it goes at first, but there are 4 screws holding this in, so we're going to go ahead and I'm going to show this to you guys as I'm doing this, and we'll go ahead and move you up so you can see exactly what I'm doing here. I want to slide this over this way just a little bit because I want to hold this as we're taking it out. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and turn you guys back to this side, and this is actually just going to come right out with some finagling because I'm getting blocked by the fans and everything. So, here we got all the wires, and I'm actually going to move you guys back down a little bit here. There we go. And make sure you guys get a good view of this. So I'm kind of looking at the screen here as I look at this for you guys. Now, what I actually had to do was, if you can see here, I actually had to rig this up to allow my hard drives to be used the same way with these plugs that I have here on the current one. And I don't know exactly what pins you call them that are used in there, but they were not on the current power supply, so I had to unplug them. What I'm going to do, like I said I was going to do, as I unplug one, I'm going to plug another one back in. Now, the key thing to remember here is exactly how this is going to be installed into your computer. And I don't know if this is going to go in upside down or how this exactly will fit in here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to slide that out of the way. I'm going to look at this on the side here just to see if the holes line up. And you know what? It is a completely different fit. And I believe that it's going to go in like so. Plug will be on this side, and I believe the holes match right up, and yes they do. So guess what? I'm going to go ahead and put that in, and if you guys just bear with me for 1 second, I'll be right back, and this will be magically in place. So, be right back. Okay, so the power supply is magically in, and I've magically switched locations because I didn't like the lighting that was going on upstairs. So, anyway, guys, what we have here is just a little bit of an adjustment real quick. Alright, there we go. Now, I came downstairs because the lighting's much better down here, and what I've done was I put the old power supply up top here, you see that moving around, and I bolted the new one in. So now what I want to do is I basically want to take the old wires and replace them like for like. So you know what we're going to do? We're going to put this down here out of the way, and then hopefully you guys can see exactly what's doing here. And you know what I really would like to do? Push this back just a skosh. There's not really much you need to see here, but you have your wires all down here from the new one and then the old one. Now, up top here is a fan. You can hear that in there. That wire actually runs down here and plugs into a connector cord along with the port that goes into the DVD player. So, what I kind of would like to do, see how these are extras down here? What I would kind of like to do is find something along the same gist of it. Now I believe I should probably just leave that in and leave that out because this goes to the extra port, so that would actually be nice to have that instead of worrying about where this is going to plug in at. You know what, that does stay in there. I apologize. So my first wire, I believe, which I thought I had already set up before I came back on camera, which we don't want that over there. We're going to put these are going to be from my hard drive, which will go over here like so. So we'll slide that to the side. What I'm basically looking for is a standard plug. Okay, now, the one thing you do have to remember is that your wires are situated as such so that when you're plugging things in, you're not taking space away from something else. Now I know that this goes underneath here, and this will be up top. This will be out of the way of everybody, and this can continue to go down to the hard drives when I'm looking to do that later on. So, what we have here is a simple line the plugs up. And what you're going to have is you're actually going to have a smooth edge up here, and here it's on an angle. And you're just going to line that up and slide that in. So, that's it for that. Now you have an extra plug up here, whether you can add a DVD player later on or something like that, but what I'm going to do is I'm just going to push them in there and get them out of the way. Now I do have some ties upstairs that when I'm done I can put all that together and put it in there. This is an extra space you have up here for whatever you're adding ports. There's actually 3 more bays that you can add in here. So next we have, let's see here, now that it seems like we've split this up into 2 sections, what we could probably do is, as I'm killing this 4-plugger right here, is go with the connect port to the motherboard, which is in this case, it is a 20-pin connector that's on here. As you guys can see, it's only 20 pins that are in there. The new one actually has 20 plus 4, which actually, it is a 24 pin in there. You can take my word for it, but when this plugged in, it was only plugged into 20 of them and left 4 open. So we know that this is basically going to be a direct shot. So what I think I might want to do is just go ahead and drop that underneath so it's got a direct shot maybe? I don't know. That'll probably be okay. Because what I can do is I can just push the rest of that in there and then plug it in. Now, you notice it does say 20 pin right there, and then, sorry about that, and then 4 at the bottom. So what you're going to do is, I would guess they want you to line the arrows up. Goodness gracious, I should have checked that, but I'm pretty sure that that's what they want you to do, because it's not necessarily going to line up like that. It lines up better much like that. See, line then plugs up. So what we'll do is we'll go ahead and plug the 20 in there. Now you got to make sure, because you're actually pushing rather hard on our motherboard. Shit!